With early voting underway here in Georgia for the general election, things like long lines, machine errors, and just general chaos have already happened. And in order to make sense of it all, we need some context. My name is Joseph, and this is AJC in Context. Now, for this story, we will be sourcing two major stories from our site, AJC.com. If you would like to read any or all of those stories, there will be a link in the description down below. Voting officially in full swing in this state, let's dig into some facts and figures and see how it's going. On the first day of early voting, about 128,000 voters went to the polls. Back in 2016, that very same number was around 91,000 voters. Combine that with the over 600,000 absentee ballots returned so far, and I think it's safe to say that voter enthusiasm is at an all-time high. A record number 5 million Georgia voters are expected to cast a ballot in the general election. Quote, "We're seeing extreme and tremendous turnout on the ground and around the state," said the Deputy Secretary of State, Jordan Fuchs. There's a lot of enthusiasm around this election, and you're going to see high turnout. Because of that, we're going to see lines. And oh boy, were there lines on a massive scale. Now, officials corrected most computer problems early in the day, but the lines remained, and so did voters. Some voters waited more than 3 hours to vote in Metro Atlanta. If those same issues would happen again on Election Day, November 3rd, it could be disastrous. But they pose much less of an issue now during early voting because you can just come back anytime between now and October 30th. Obviously, none of this is happening in a vacuum. I mean, just like the primaries, there's a pandemic afoot. And because of COVID-19 protocols, social distancing requirements, and just unprecedented interest, lines are longer. But election officials have said their goal is to keep lines moving. Now, if you do plan to vote by mail, Georgia has a new ballot tracking system, link in the description down below. There, you can follow your ballot's journey from the time you drop it off to the time it's actually approved by your elections office. Side note, officials aren't even allowed to start counting votes until 7 p.m. November 3rd. Now, if you do plan to vote in person, there are more than 60 early voting locations around Metro Atlanta's 4 core counties, including more than 30 in Fulton County alone. Voters can find early voting sites and hours on county election websites or the state's My Voter page, which will have linked down below. Now, early voting lasts until October 30th, and that includes Saturday, the 24th. Please, go vote. Make your federal, state, and local governments know how you feel about the issues. Also, if you haven't voted yet, let us know how hard or easy it was on social media. We would love to hear those voter stories. So, while you're down there in the comment section leaving your carefully crafted comment, go ahead and press that subscribe button if you haven't already. Press the like button if you liked this video. Favorite if you really liked it. As always, we are here putting the news in context. My name is Joseph, and this is AJC in Context.